You never know what you'll find in the universe of my mind. Okay, I was watching the Cassie Project, and she was doing a Rectus Journal in Color episode, and she did a neat little twist on one of the prompts, and so she basically she rolled the dice to make a character out of it, and so I'm gonna do that. So first roll will determine the background color. 4, so yellow. Okay, and next we'll decide what type of cuisine. 2, which is Japanese. I'll have to look that up because I don't really know. Okay, and then the emotion that the character is experiencing. 6, which is jealous. 1, which is blue. 4, which is American. And 5, which is fear. Okay, I'm going to use this ruler and try to lift up the page. I'm going to tear it in half. It shouldn't be as hard as it seems to be being. That didn't make much sense, but anyway. Okay. I want it to stay. Okay, I didn't do that right. I'm gonna try again. I'll use that page for something else. I'm going to round my corners because I do that. I'm obsessed with doing that. Okay. I'm going to use this ruler on a diagonal. And struggle to tear the page in half. Okay, but I want it to stay in the book. I mean, this part I will use my Neocolor 2s. This is just one of the yellows from my Neocolor 2s, so they're water-soluble crayons. So I'm just gonna do that. On this one, which you can only sort of see, I'm gonna do the same thing, but with a blue Neocolor 2. And another thing that I'm obsessed with doing these days I'm gonna do this. So if you had a baby wipe, you would probably use that instead, but this is just a piece of paper towel that I made wet. And then the part that I am obsessed with is I have this spray bottle and he's doing it already. I love it. I just love it. And then I use a dry piece of paper towel after leaving it for a few seconds. And then it gives me a mystical, magical type of background that I just love it. I just love doing it. I love seeing how it turns out. Okay, and I don't want green, so I'm going to switch out my protective sheet and do the same thing. Probably won't see it as much on this one. Because it's a light color. See it best on darker colors, but I still want to do it. Yeah, you can barely see it on this one, but I mean, I do see it. But, okay, I want to let that dry, but that page that I pulled out earlier because I did it wrong, I'm going to use these to make my pieces on. So I'm going to pull this out of the way so that it can dry. I looked up some photos of some Japanese cuisine, and there's something called ohagi or botamachi. I don't know how to pronounce these things. I guess it's kind of a dessert, but it's made with beans, rice, and sugar. And so it mostly looks like a little ball. And there are 3 different types of them in the picture that I'm looking at, but I'm going to do just one of them. I'm going to use my Neocolor IIs as a base color just it has to dry a little bit, but I'm also going to do a sushi. I looked up vegan and vegetarian dishes. That's too small. I don't know why, but I thought that sushi was Chinese cuisine, but it apparently is Japanese cuisine. So I'm going to do a thing of sushi. Okay, I'm not sure what this one is, but it's adorable in the picture. And then, okay, so this is a pen that has no ink. It's completely run out. It's a Pilot G-Tech C4. Anyway, and I'm just going to make little pieces of rice, and so you won't be able to see it, so I'll be back. I'm just gonna do this. Okay, Neocolor 2 again. My water brush doesn't work too well anymore because it cracked, so it kind of leaks, but the duct tape prevents the leakage, but it makes it hard for the water to come out well, so I still use it, but I often will get a little container of water to use with it because it doesn't always want to cooperate. Okay, I want some areas to be a little darker. I plan on cutting these out, so it's okay if I'm a little messy on the outside the lines and such. So this is mixed media paper, but it still doesn't really hold up to too much water and such, but it's okay. Put that aside and just use some Prismacolor colored pencils. I did the thing with the inkless pen on this guy too, so that it would give some texture, but I forgot that it was going to be white, so you can't really see it. That technique works best with if you're going to use dark colors on it. I will use a little bit of this light gray just to show a little bit of texture. Okay, that's dry enough, so I'm going to, this is chocolate color, and I'm gonna just and dark brown. Orange bits. I'm assuming there's like carrots and other kinds of veggies in there. Chartreuse, I don't really know what that is in English because it's kind of the same, but it'll represent like some lettuce or some celery or something like that. Orangey, peachy like color. Just a little dab of that. And maybe there's something red, like a tomato piece or something. Or green pepper, red pepper I mean, or something like that. And then darker green for like broccoli pieces or something. I don't know what goes in sushi. I don't eat sushi. But just white and another kind of green. I don't think there's anything yellow, but and I use it anyway. Okay, and then I'm gonna just leave that like that. Not quite dry enough, but that one is. Just making it a little bit darker black in some parts of this, but leaving it to show shine-like stuff. And the emotion was jealous. I don't know if this expression works for jealous, but it was already in him there, so I'm gonna go with it. And I'm going to give him some catch lights. Maybe give him like an eyebrow or something. Yeah, again, I don't know if that works, but I'm going to just go with it anyway. This is just a regular big pen. It's probably not really dry enough, but I'm going to say it is anyway. And do the same as I did here. Just to give it some dimension. Okay, now I'm going to use this chartreuse again. Just do a little bit of this, whatever this is that I'm doing. And I'm going to do that with, this is a Staples. I found this pencil somewhere on the ground, and then I washed it, and it's a Staples Staedtler brand. But anyway, I'm going to give this fella a couple cute little cheeks, and then I'm gonna put just a little bit of this in here. You don't really see it, but it still adds to the seaweed effect, I think. Just a tiny bit of this brown, chocolate brown. Okay, and then I'm going to leave it be. Next, I'm going to cut those things out. Okay, so I'll cut these out and I'll be back. And I'm kind of making the edges rough. Okay, next up, gonna make some chopsticks. Just some simple ones. Light umber. Just yellow ochre. Colorless blender. Then I'm going to cut that one out and use it as a template to make another one. I suppose I could have made it easier on myself and folded the paper in half and cut both at once. But it's too late now. Okay, same coloring combo. Okay, so I was thinking that that would be his head. Oh, I added a little bit of olive green to the inside here, and I like it better, and even though I don't like the color green. Anyway, and I was thinking that I was going to do something like this for his arms, but then I thought I would do something like this for his legs, and I love how long they are. It's funny. So I'm more likely to do this, and so I'm still deciding what I want to do for the arms. So I will come back to that, but I do know I do want this, and I think I'm gonna attach that with a... Okay, I don't think I want to do the legs with brads. I think I'm gonna do just the head. I have these teeny tiny ones, and I'm going to use one of the green ones because it looks like a piece of avocado or something. Okay, and then the legs, I'm just going to... Do I want them... Oops. Do I want them showing like this? Or do I want them like that? I think this is funniest. I think I'm going to do that. Okay. So I'm just going to use some glue all, Elmer's glue all, and put a dab. That's probably way too much. Okay, and then oops. I use a lot of paper towel, and I'm gonna put a piece of tape just because. Okay, and then I'll come back to do his arms when I have that part figured out. And this guy, he's just probably his pet or something. Okay, the head needs a little bit more of a reddish tone to it, Tuscan red, and I'm just gonna add a little bit of that in there. Yeah, that looks closer to the color in the photo now. There we go, that's better. Now for an American cuisine, southern potato salad. So they have like big wedge-like chunks of the potatoes. Looks like the skin is still on it. And then there are peas and corn. Okay, so the corn is for the eyes. And I'll make some peas. Good color. Okay, and it doesn't actually have a name on it, but I've been calling it olive green, and I'm just going to put some little bits of some kind of spice or whatever those things are. Okay, and he is supposed to be afraid. Forgot that detail when I started doing this. Just shading the peas and then shading the corn. I think I'm going to use cream very lightly for the potato. And white on top of that. Peel I will do very lightly with light umber and Arizona topaz on top. I think this was an old Laurentian colored pencil, but I'm not sure. Anyway, and then there it is, in my colorless blender. Okay, I think I'm going to add a few red onion bits, because I saw some. And this is just my normal big pen. He looks angry, not scared. I think he needs a little bit more corn bits. And I think his eyes need to be bigger, so I'm gonna not have the corn for the eyes after all. If I can find. I ruined it. Okay, I can just cut it like that instead. Cut it now because it's distracting me. There we go, that'll work. Okay, so okay, so I'm gonna make a few more pieces kind of like this and I'll be back. Okay, I only made 3. Okay, my page is dry, but it curled a lot. It always does curl, but not usually to that extreme. Now, I think my plate is too small. Yeah, my plate is too small. So I'm going to make myself another plate. But I'm using a different pencil than I was earlier. This one's lighter. Same color. Actually, I think I'll leave it white, but just have a little bit of shadow and stuff. Okay, that's better. Okay, that's good placement, I think. So I'm just going to glue it. I toyed with the idea of putting a fork coming at them, but that seems a little too harsh or morbid or something. A little too horror. So I don't know. But that would explain why they're so scared. It's a dark, like indigo blue type of thing for the plate's shadow. Okay, that will do. Glue that in place. Okay, now he is so long that he doesn't fit on the page. But if I do that to his head, then I can make him fit. So that's good. It's good that I put the brad on there. So I'm going to glue just his body and leave some space in case I figure out what to do for his arms. And he's probably going to be holding this one, or maybe this one's just kind of sitting, but then it doesn't make sense that he's all the way up there. So yeah, he'll probably be holding it. So for now, I don't think I want to put it on the plate. I think I'm just going to temporarily put him here until I figure out what to do with that. So for now, that's it.